This is a poem that is dedicated to Dr. Daniel Wilches, Montana, the Comisaria of Victoria Caldas, de Familia. Two weeks ago today, my son Mateo, within a forced visit with a psychologist that was done under very dodgy circumstances within the court, Victoria Family Court, under extreme stress and pressure after only seeing Mateo like within extremely stressful situations involving the police, where his mother was calling the police on me, or his mother, and also the authorities to stop me speaking in the office. I've not spoken to my son now since the 22nd of July. He doesn't want to speak to me after the 2 weeks the session where he said to me that you're going to get in problems, you're going to have a denuncia put against you by Dr. Daniel Wilches for the video that you posted with his daughter in it. I attempted to explain to him that he'd already attempted to do that in the court, in the family court, which is absurd because it's a case for the constitutional court and he's a lawyer, he should know that, but he thought maybe just get in there with his friend in the Victoria court, but she said no. So I attempted to explain that to Mateo, that his daddy had actually dealt with that up to a point. There's more to be said about that, but Mateo got very upset. The psychologist was like pulling her face, like, oh, look at the boy, he's really upset with you. And obviously Mateo was primed to mention that. And it's a lie that his mother's told him, not true. Anyway, Mateo named Dr. Daniel Wilches the gorilla. As part of my campaign of getting my son back, part of the campaign of publicising the plight that we're in, because he's been abducted since last September, I just started to write some poetry. I've done 5 or 6 poems up to now. This one's for you, Danielle. You asked for another YouTube video with an apology, didn't you? Do you want an apology on YouTube, Danielle? Man wants an apology on YouTube. That's a good idea, that. I like that. I've grabbed that idea. I've initiated it. It's going to happen. Not from me. I'm not an apologist. Okay, here we go. This is for Matty. Mateo called. He gave you the name, Danielle, the gorilla. It was Mateo. I call you Fat Neck. I've called you Fat Neck for time. Mateo calls you the gorilla. So this poem's called The Gorilla. Here we go. It's to the gorilla in the chair. I stated before it was by Mateo Exor Cartagena. That was satirical. That was if Mateo had a voice and he was like able to speak, then, you know, perhaps when he understands and is able to speak properly in a few years, you know, when he's old enough, he'll understand. I bet he'd understand this now. When I get to see him, I'll read it to him anyway, or I'll show it him on YouTube, because this is where it's going today. As I said on the last video, you're famous. You're famous, mate. That's what YouTube does. Sends you around the world, makes you famous, or in your case, infamous. Okay. So, to the gorilla in the chair, by, I won't say his name. It's by me, actually. I wrote it. They said you were the boss, with a tie and a name on the wall. They said you protect children, but I only saw you let me fall, and my boy. That's an additional. this poetry is live, it can change per reading as it comes to me. You came in with your papers, your stamps and your frown. You let lies become towers and turn smiles upside down. You puffed up like a gorilla, like the king of the trees. But real kings don't scare children or bring families to the knees. You sat high in your office, but you never looked low. You never saw my drawings or Matty's or the pain I don't show. You listened to shouting. You closed your eyes tight. But my dad stood like a mountain, and never gave up the fight. I named you the gorilla, my boy, named you the gorilla, not because you are strong, because you beat your chest loud when you know you are wrong, like now. You thought you could break me, and the connection with my boy. By silencing my dad, I see through your paper walls, and that makes me glad. Because the real man I know doesn't need a big chair. He holds me with truth, and he shows me he's there. So roar all you want, Danielle. Push your weight, make a show. But a 9-year-old boy already knows what you don't know. For real. A lot of things you don't know. A father who fights with no mask and no game will always outlast the ones who try to bring shame. Shame on you. Shame on you, shame on you, Danielle. So here's my goodbye, you mindless destroyer. The real protector's not you, it's the one they call my lawyer, but I just call him Dad. And he's stronger than you, not in muscle or paper, but in love, fierce and true. Okay, there you have it. So raw, uncut edition sums up a lot of how I feel and how Matty feels. So this is just come back from Victoria now, and I told his mother this morning that I wasn't going again. She knew. I've told all of the officials involved that last 2 weeks ago was terrible. I've put in a complaint about it, several complaints, and yet it seems that Matty's mother was advised just to go. Shaming my boy once again in another meeting where he goes with his mother and his dad doesn't show, and it looks like I don't want to know. I'm rhyming again, it's just coming natural now. Looks like I don't want to know when I'm not being put through that, what I see as ritual humiliation, where my son's now like, oh right, yeah, I have to see you, in the centre with a psychologist, because yeah, it must be true of all the police coming around for mums and what mummy's been saying for years, that you're just not right. So I refused to go. I said I'll go to the park in front of the police, and When I get there, you're not there. My boy's been taken again. Even though all the adults knew I wasn't going, you decided to allow it. You decided to continue the game. I think it was you, Danielle, or, well, when I say you, it could be, therefore, it could be Natalia, could be Juan Camilo, could be Cindy Magnolia. But in the police station there, it sounded like your voice. It sounded like you were advising the police officer, once again. Which, if so, is totally illegal because you recursoed anything to do with me, didn't you? The phone record, that will show whether it was you or it was Juan Camilo. And on a last note, the Fajo on the 14th of June, that you said I didn't pay the 3 million, you're going to lock me up for 9 days, correct? So can you tell the police where they stand with that, so next time I go I'll know whether to bring a bag with things for 9 days, books and things that I need, toothbrush, etc. Maybe they just missed it, you know, it's there in the system floating around and it didn't flag up when I was talking to the honourable police in Victoria today. Let us know, kidda. I hope you can get this translated into Spanish, and I know you understand a lot of English anyway from our little confidential chats, so you should be okay. Get one of your mates to help you. There's a good profi over there. I'm sure she'll help you explain what I'm saying. Ay, más, ya listo.